All right, friends, we got lots of projects to do. Not limited to, but including bovine work. I see that there's a cow inside of one of the bale feeders, so that's about right. But yeah, we'll take care of that in a minute when we take out bales. But I got some more parts here for some of our projects, so we might look at that real quick, and then I'll go deal with that sadness. But we're gonna get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. And yeah, Junkyard Super 77. Over here we got 1250A. And I got parts for both of these, friends. Some cool stuff, I guess you'd say. Cool? I don't know. One thing that I have wanted to do in life's travels is, we can't really use the PTO here, you see, because when old Mr. Forklift Driver was flipping this upside down, loading it on the trailer, he destroyed all this. This was bent over. I got it straightened up, but we don't have any of the guts. So we got them now. I got a new insert, a new spring, a new knob. I got a new lever, which we will have to meadow greenify, perhaps. That actually looks quite lengthy, so I'm not sure if that's really I don't know. Maybe that's the right one, maybe it's not. Maybe that's up a little bit. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. It's better than what we got, even if we have to shorten it. We may have to deal with the cow problem right quick, because they're going to be super annoying if I don't. I also got, well, I don't know what order to tell you about the stuff, because I got so much for everything. When I order parts for working on other people's stuff, that's when I usually order a bunch of parts for myself, so that I can save shipping. You order so much, you get, a deal on shipping. I got me that's actually the choke hole. That's the one up there. I got this light switch for that hole. I don't know if life would smile on us enough that we could put that loosely on there. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. If we put it in here, we won't lose it, right? He says if we struggle about this very hard. There we go. Oh, cow! Just knock it off. All right, we're gonna loosely call that good. I'll tighten it up next time I got tools handy. I had one of those and then I robbed it for something else. That's a common theme around here. When some other project happens, whatever you got gets taken for something else. So sure. I also got a toolbox lid, and the accordingly springs are in one of those bags, so that can be meadow greenified. I got, I don't know if we want to dig in here or not, but it's taking some doing so that I don't reveal too much to you too soon. There we go. Okay, awesome, that's fine. Just fall over. But I just went ahead and bought a brand new seat suspension assembly for said tractor, because this one that's on here is totally wore out garbage. And by the time I would spend welding up and rebushing, I think that's pretty well toast. It needs new shackles. They've been twisted. They're wore out. So I might ought just put a new one on this one. We'll have to salvage our seat because that's the only seat I got right now. But that will make it more lovelier to drive, see? And what else we got? Well, okay, now for this end, I got me a fancy radiator screen. I'm a big fan of these, friends. They make these reproduction, and they are excellent quality. I've put them on a lot of stuff, and I'm super impressed with them. They go inside the grill, by the way. But yeah, that's gonna work dandy. I'll put that on here in a minute, but first I think I'm gonna go deal with these cows, because they are absolutely driving me insane. I cannot stand them out here mooing at me constantly. One more thing though, I'll show you before we go. I managed to score this off the electronic bay. It is a battered up, beaten grill that had all kinds of goofy stuff clamped to it. It's twisted and mangled, but look what it has in it that we need. This top insert. I paid ridiculously way more than that is worth to get that insert, but that's the only way you can find them. So we'll be able to replace this plastic one with the original style, and then this thing will look the right way. And that's been bothering me too. You know, I'm to the point where I wish I was smart enough to know who I could deal with and try to get these reproduced, because I could probably sell them. They're in such short supply, the top ones and the bottom ones both. And it just would be handy to be able to make some, you know, out of something. Maybe we would have to make the reproductions out of plastic. I don't know. These are like a pot metally aluminum, because if you put any kind of heat to them at all, they melt. They turn to liquid like instantly. They don't look like they're going to, but then all at once, like 200 degrees versus 201 degrees, 201 degrees is liquid. So I don't know. We're gonna mess with that. Hopefully the sun will still let us play here in a minute when I'm done with this bovine situation. But if it is, then we can maybe decide what we're gonna do here. But we need to get some of these primed up parts painted. We need to get whatever's left of this out of there, and you know, whatever we got to do. So let me go deal with these, and then we'll get going. All right, friends, I fixed that problem. I just turned them loose. If they don't want to live here anymore, fine, go somewhere else. It's quiet now. Sure. Let's start with this, only because, well, because I don't want to lose this thing or get it damaged, as in the grill. Even though we haven't ever done any body work or painting to this, which needs some attention, you know. Is that a good view? Not at all, but I can't help it. You're getting what you get, because Ross is too lazy to go get any kind of, you know, appropriate video equipment or what have you. Now I hear the neighbor's cows carrying on, you know. Mine weren't happy, so now they're not happy. Sure. I gotta get this kind of pulled away a little bit. Now have a peep at this. So these grill halves hook in the slots back there, but then this grill screen hooks on these little deals here. And it actually goes, I'm not gonna be able to do this one-handed probably. That's what she said. Nope. But it goes around the front, not like you'd think. It doesn't wrap around in a perfect circle. It goes in more of like a triangular fashion. There's actually another bar that bolts in here, and it sandwiches that and holds it up against there. And then it will sit in there in such a fashion as this. And I should have ordered one of those bars, and I didn't do it. But I think I have the one that came out of one of these. But anyway, you're gonna get something of that fashion when it's done. And then you can take it and clean it and whatever. But let me look and see if I got a bar. I got one. She's pretty rough though, friends. I don't know that that's really gonna do it for us. We definitely need some new screws, and I think they're loose, because I think I got these loose. Okay. Yes, they're both loose. So what I will do is I'll take this to town tomorrow morning, and I will try to find appropriate fine threaded tapered head screws to thread into this bar, because the threads actually look good. Then we can clean this bar up and paint it. Today is not a painting day. First of all, it's the end of the day. Second of all, the weather is not correct temperature for that. So we'll do all that tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and throw these back on there and tighten that up loosely, or maybe all the way, just so that this doesn't, I don't want a little calf to get out and knock this off and then flatten them all out, because this is all brand new. I bought the old Junkyard tractor. It definitely got some loving, because I spent a lot of money on sheet metal. It got a lot of new panels just because it deserves it, friends. It's done its time in purgatory. It's time to make it look more better-ish. I know, you're gonna say it's kind of dumb putting this all back on, but if you don't understand why I'm doing this, you must be new to the channel, because you understand that while I say tomorrow may actually be 6 to 8 months from now when I finally get back to this project. And between now and then, it'll get moved 55 times, and you know, we'll end up having some struggle bus problems in between. So we don't want it where it can fall apart, because like I said, I put out a lot of money here for this sad sack, so we want to keep it nice. But I like the way those look when they're in there. It makes it look finished. You know, there was a lot of years where you couldn't get stuff like that, so now you can. So you might as well buy it while it's available. You know, I did try to order it a manifold and back ordered. Sadness, friends. And I need a whole set. I don't just need part of it. It needs the whole shebang. So unfortunately, that is tabled until they come back in to existence. So there we go. Let's move on to dissecting this. Okay, now, what I really need to do is get a punch that would fit in here and an auger and try to punch that up out of there, because it looks like there's part of an old spring in there still. Also, this needs to go because it's just about speared me through the gut several times, and we don't need that. Let's see if we can get it with just a screwdriver. If not, we'll do something else accordingly. Like drop the screwdriver that we had in our hand, because we are totally exhausted, friends. But we're still out here beginning a video because we want to help you viewers, you know. We want you to have some entertainment. And we got to get on the ball. I need to get more tools. I'll be right back. Did I say tools, friend? I meant a rusty side cuts. That's what I meant. Let's see if it will go one more time and grab that pin and pull it out. The answer is no. I thought that this would clamp down on it good, and then I could really let her eat. There we go. Out of sight, out of mind? Sure. That's out of there. Now, for this, instead of a hammer, we're going to do it caveman style with just a, you know, a metal rock. Why not? Well, it feels like it's all the way open, so the only thing that must be in there is the spring. Doesn't look like it's going to cooperate either. Okay, it's coming out in pieces. So that's fine and dandy. Now it's wedged in there sideways. It's stuck to the bottom, because this obviously sat open in the junkyard for 1,000 years, and water made the spring part of the wetchemy. Excellent. That's what we wanted. We wanted to have to struggle as hard as humanly possible. This is like the simplest task. Never had that happen, but okay. It feels like there's part of it in there yet. I swear there's more of it in there. Yeah, there's something. Come on. All right. Is that all of it now? Let's see if it's... Let's shine a light in there and see if it's open. Okay, it appears to be... Are we? Or is there another coil? I think there's still some coils of the spring in there, friends. And I don't really know how I'm gonna get that out of there. Maybe right there. I don't know that I've ever had one give me quite this much struggle. Let's turn on the old light again. Maybe I got it all. I can't tell. Let's try... go this way. If I can compress something, then I know I'm not all the way down. That's solid. Are we there yet? I think we are. I think we are. Okay, now, I realize these are very bizarre camera views, but I have no idea what to do with it. We need to clean that out better-ish, and then grease it like it's going out of style. But basically what's going to go down in there is this spring and then this piece. And when they go down in there, then your knob is going to go on there. And then what am I trying to say here? Like this will go into that if I pull the pin. Let's pull the pin. That would make sense, right? So we could actually mock this up a little bit. We'll put it there so we lose it. Well, that might go in there. This has got to go up through the center of this, through the spring, and thread into this brass piece, which is obviously not participating. I'm thinking this is too long. I was thinking there were some of them you had to saw off because the reproduction is made to fit several things. I might be wrong on that though. But something ain't kosher here, friends. It needs to go like it could. Let me get this aligned better. I'd like to see that in there so that I could accordingly judge, but it's not going to play ball. So I think what's got to happen is we got to do a little more work on our rod here to make this do the thing. But what will happen is that'll be down in there, and then you see how it goes. The knob will go on there, and there you have it. I don't remember this being in there though, unless I'm doing this wrong, but I don't think so. But I don't remember that cotter pin. I guess it is so that it stops it. Maybe they added that. Maybe the originals didn't have it. I can't remember. But anywho, this rod is better. It may not be exactly what we want. I still think part of it is our operator error here. And I think part of it is I need to take this out to put this together so that I can pull it up past. Get this in there. Then push it down. Or not push it down. Because see, right now, I'm not right. If I use their hole that they got for stoppage, then it's going to take it way out of whack. But what it's supposed to do is spring back up to there so that it's even with the stop. And that's what you got. But right now, I'm thinking that if you do that, you're not going to have it right. More homework, friends, more homework. So that rod is too long. I'm going to have to shorten it or rebend the end of it or something and saw some off. Because what it needs to do, it needs to be about right there. And then that way, that cotter pin would be underneath. And you could push it down in against the spring, forward, let go, and it would spring back up to home position, which it will not do like this. I like the top part of the rod. It is correctly positioned and all that, but the bottom part of the rod is not. I don't think, unless I'm... Maybe it is. Maybe I just... No, I don't think so. Yeah, see, there's where it would be in the home position, and that's too low. So it needs to go up a little bit. Now, I could live with it like this, but what I'm afraid it's going to do is flip up. Sometimes it'll flip up like that, and that's annoying too. I could just drill another hole and live with it, but that's not right either. Then you lose some spring pressure, because when you're down lower, you get the full benefit of your spring. Like if I take this off, it's not pushing square against here either anymore. But now you can see, like if we were right there, we could still go down just enough to bypass that. And another cool thing is that bolt's bent, so it actually will need to go up a little higher yet. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of manhandling to this sucker to get it just exactly what we want it, and see if we can't make her go. But that gives us a rough confirmation of what needs to take place. We have to do some homework, because it's just not going to do the thing for us like this. But we can make that happen. We might have to put a pipe wrench on this and tweak it a little too, because I'm not convinced that it's not... It was bent and I bent it back, but it may not be 100% either. I think that it didn't bend the shaft this way, but it really bent it in here. And I'm wondering if I also twisted it a little, and I need to roll this. I think I need to roll this in just slightly, so it's not putting so much side pressure on this rig. Then we can shorten the rod on that end. We'll just rebend it and do something. We'll figure it out, friends. We'll figure it out, and we can make it do what we want. So that'll be tomorrow's project to add to this. Now, one more thing I'd like to do before total darkness is, what if we try to get this upper insert out of this grill so we can see what we're working with here. Now this is another sadness project here, because it has, I'm hoping, I think those are quarter turn screws, which would be good for us, because then we could get that screen out of there, which then we could maybe make work on this one. I don't think that the reproduction ones have the place at the bottom for the screen, and I ran into that issue before, but I don't remember. So we got to get that screen out of our way so we can get to the bolts that hold the thing. All right. I didn't figure these would come loose. No way, no how. And I hate to bend this up to get it out of there. Maybe we need to table this till tomorrow too, so I don't do something stupid. But I was thinking those were quarter turn, but maybe they're full on screws in the thing. But I'd like to save this screen too, so I can get some of my value out of this project. Because like I said, I paid way too much for this grill, but you just do not see these upper inserts anywhere, ever, at all. And I've bought about every one I could find. So the grill has been hammered on pretty hard, to the point that if you look at it, it's actually jumped out over top of this. So we need to save it. But we're running out of daylight, and I think I'm going to use the rest of my daylight for taking out bales, and then I'll bring you back tomorrow and we'll finish getting this apart, and then we'll also clean up and paint accordingly pieces that we need to for both of these tractors, so that then maybe we can let them dry, and then maybe we can put them on. You know, this is just a matter of painting it and it's ready to go. We got to get these two brackets off of here that bolt. It's actually these two things have to come loose, and then we can slide this old seat onto there. Yeah, it's just got bolts through, you see, so that ain't gonna be a problem. They'll twist off, or we'll cut them off, or whatever. But I will feel much more secure riding this without all of this going on, because when I was on it last time, it would just barely hold me up, and it really felt like sadness was going to happen anytime. This is the only thing I had that was somewhat intact that I could slide on there to ride it, so I went with it. But I decided the other day, enough's enough, let's just buy a new one. So that's what I did. But we'll work on this more tomorrow and try to, you know, take it up. Hopefully it's better weather, and we can maybe take it over the edge, you know, get some more progress made. Yeah, it's just slow going, but that's how life works, people. That's how life works. All right, next day. As far as this bar goes, I managed to order online some new screws for this, because unfortunately in town they had every variety except what I needed. These are 1/4 inch 28 screws, and they got to be tapered because it's tapered on the tractor to fit in there. So we can still clean this up and meadow greenify it, but it's not going to be put on for a couple days now. The seat assembly, all we got to do to that is just paint it. Probably try to tape up or something on the rubber so that it's not also getting painted, you know. Toolbox lid, that's a breeze. Paint only, that's all we need. That takes us back to this. I mean, I've been thinking about it. I don't know how much struggle bus do I want. Do I want to just ignore it and live with it? No, I don't. I guess we will take this back apart, which isn't going to be easy, because why would it, you know? Alright, unthread it from this rod, and I need to find a couple things if I want to try to bend this, because I don't know. I've never had one that was that whacked out before. But I don't expect anything less from the old junkyard tractors. Okay. We'll have to deal with this. Can we get the spring out of there? I'm gonna go look at another one. Well, there's two right over here that have the same PTO thing. I don't think that that's bent wrong. I think that's the way they are. Yeah, they're kind of slightly back. We just need to shorten up that. Each one of these has its own struggle bus going on, but this is the most complete one. See, it has no spring action anymore, or the right length, because it's not returning. I don't think it is it? Well, the little tab's all bent up, so I guess that's whatever. I don't know. I think that one's close enough to work. I don't know. We really should, for good measure, we really should replace that bolt, or at least hammer it straight, so that we got an accurate height, because right now we do not. You know, it's kind of bent downhill a little bit. I think I'm going to leave this lever alone. I'm just going to replace or bend that back real quick, and then we'll figure out how much to shorten our rod to make her go. I mean, we want it to be right there. We can make this go, friends. I'm not worried about it. It's just a time-consuming affair that I didn't expect that I was going to have to do, but that's the way life is. Let me get something and we'll pull that bolt out, or let's see if I even have one, or maybe I'll just get something and beat it unmercifully until it's the right shape. All right, let's see if this is even remotely gonna do the thing. I think it will. That's burning hot, so I better not touch that. What do I have here to hit it with? Well, part of a hammer. Get in there. Why are you not? Frustrating, friends. Frustrating. Not sure why it won't jump in there. It's because I sawed off the end. I think this is going to be exactly what we want, but I'm going to have to drill a hole through it for a new cotter pin hole, because that one had to go away, friends. It had to go away. It needs to go down a little bit. That's basically going to do what we want. I guess what I need to do is get the thing I had to bend it just a little bit more down. Custom fab work, friends. Get out of there. That's burning hot, so don't grab a hold of it, dum-dum. Let's give it one of those. Now let's put it in the handle. Let's put it through there. Come on. Come on. You know you can do it now, pal. Don't. There. Okay, now, if all is right with the world, what can happen is, this is going to go here as sort of a stop, and it's actually probably not quite everything that it could be. It could be just a shade more, but that's not the way it worked out. I'm really struggling with trying to get you in there, you know. Let's see what this goes. I should have just got a piece of rod and made my own, because by the time we're done here, I'm gonna have custom done this enough. There, okay, that's tight now. Well, that sucks the Knudsen, don't it? Too much play in the rod, and it's not going to let it go down. Oh, friends, what have art thou I done? I just made a big boo-boo, and I'm not understanding why a second ago it would have been fine. I need to take that slop out of that rod, I guess. But it's just funny how it won't work one way, and then you make it what you think is perfect, and now it won't work at all. And now you've cut off too much that you can't fix it. Isn't that about the way life works? I mean, I could go that way and make it work, see? It puts it about right, though. I don't know. Let me try one more. Let me try one more time to make this better. I've made it so much worse, but I can't help it. Now I've got it wedged in there in such a way that it's never coming out. This would have been so much easier if that guy hadn't flipped this tractor over and totally destroyed this lever, because it's really causing me a struggle bus issue here. Come on, come out of there. Come out of there. Oh my gosh. All that work for just nonsense. Okay, friends. This is all I can do. If this doesn't work, that's it. I don't even want to think about this. Come on. Why don't you just work so I can love you? We're gonna do this again? I thought we were past this. We want it to end up there. We still got way more than what we needed, don't we? And I don't understand how I could get it off by that much. Come on, let's see what happens. Ooh, I don't have the cotter pin in. Yeah, okay, so what we're gonna have to do here is just know that you can't turn it all the way down, and then it'll go fine, which I think is okay. Let me put that cotter pin back in so you get the full effect. Okay. Oh, see, that's not right either. There's still too much. I've got this royally screwed up, but that's okay. It'll work. I'll just put a hole in it, and we'll just call quits because I don't know what else to do. I don't need, well, I know what I could do, but I don't know if it's worth the trouble. Everybody else can probably use the thing right out of the box and it works great. But not me. I have to custom fab every piece. But I finally got it. It returns up to where it's supposed to. Push her down. Go in. That's the way it's supposed to work. When you pull it back, it flips that flipper up right in front of that bolt. Just as such. So now the only thing left to do is drill a pinhole in the end of that rod so that it does the thing. Otherwise, I am happy with this. It just took way longer than it should have, you know, for something so simple. So we'll get to that. I'm about over this though, so I'm going to go on to something else. And we'll finish that up in a little bit. I mean, you don't need to watch me paint piddly parts like this either, so that's not going to be exactly YouTube footage, you know. How did I get that off of there a while ago? Did I use this? Or did I go up past it? Can't get it apart now. What else is new? Time to walk away. Okay. You want to stay together? Stay together. Okay, this thing. We wanted to get it apart. I heated the screws. This is way too small of a screwdriver. Hey, they were quarter turn. That's what I thought. I wonder why they wouldn't go. I can't believe that quarter turn fasteners wouldn't come loose. There. Oh wow, that saved us a little bit of effort. Okay, the moment of truth or sadness. Oh, everything's gonna fall down. Okay, that's fine too. Now, will it go past these pinholes? See, the grill is bent. So that's another struggle we got. Trying to take it apart nicely, because we want to save the pieces. Because we can use this screen. Come on out of there. There. Come out of there. Beautiful. That we will use. Now, in order to use that, we will have to get this bar out of here too, which is also not very well put in there. Ooh, I thought maybe that was a living creature I just fingered there. I think what I'm gonna do is very gingerly heat all the bolts. And I mean gingerly, friends, because if you get this too hot, it turns to liquid. But if you don't heat them, it's gonna twist off. I can almost promise you that 10,000%. Because I tried one time. I had one that was a little bit ripply, and I thought maybe I could heat it and coax it back up gently, and it was like it was heating along perfect, and then all at once liquid, and it was gone. So you don't want that. See what happens. Remember, the name of the game is gentle. So I'm going to turn the torch up to maximum heat. Gentle. think I'll wait. I'm gonna wait to do that bar till I get this grill insert out of there, because if I if I don't, I could have a bad problem. And oh, that fell over. That's okay. That's okay. That's not the size. Sure, I thought it was, but it's not. What is that? That's not even a metric. So, Knutson. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, this one. Yep, there you go. Come on. Come on. Let's go back this way. Go this way. Nope, it's going to twist off. Or is it? That felt very bizarre. I bet it stripped out some of that thread maybe or something. I don't know, that was a weird feeling. I didn't like it. It seems fine. We got to save those little clips, and we got to use those. Sure. Yeah. Okay, come on. Put those in there to keep the holes clean, because we don't need trouble like that too after all this. Whoa. That one broke the lock washer. That's kind of weird. I don't know why it would have. Why did it do that? Ouch. Dummy, that's hot. You should know that. Come on. Okay, one more. That one broke the lock washer too. That one's also bent. And now it went away, so it can't hurt us anymore. Sure. I know that's burning hot. If I pick it up, I'll injure myself. Let's do it anyway. Ouch. Okay, will this gently come out of here somehow? That's going to be the next thing. It's wedged in there. Did that? No, okay. There we go. Okay. Think, friends, think. How hot are these? Are they hot enough that we can roll the dice? Get rid of them? We got to try to get this out of here, and it's going to be a struggle bus a little bit, because the grill has been mangled around it, and I don't want to ruin it. I would rather ruin the metal grill than this piece. There we go. Oh, sweet. Sit there a minute. This actually has sucked up a lot of heat from this process. I think I almost got it too hot. I'm gonna let that cool down because it's burning hot. Now we're gonna try to see about this bar. That's a different size, so I should get ready for that. I don't know if it's, is it 13? Oh, I can't use a, I can't use a socket on it because of those pins. But that's okay. That's not it. What did I do with that 13mm wrench? It was laying right here. Okay. We're getting there, friends. I promise. This nonsense video won't last much longer. You don't have... Never fear. We need to heat those, though, because they aren't going to come out. Oh, she's loose. She's loose. I deformed it a little bit, though. It's not gonna fit this wrench no more. But gonna have the same results there, yeah. Well, that's cool. If I just wouldn't have, if I wouldn't have been so excited about it, I guess. I wonder if this 9/16 wrench would fit enough to take it loose. There we go. I do need to check though, because I'm not sure that the new grills have all this stuff, like the mounting holes for this. I think I ran into that once. Although I did put it in the 1365, so I don't know what I did there. I bet it's loose in that one. And it's not the way that it's supposed to be. But oh. Have they shrunk down enough that I can go back to the right size now? Close. That one did. I think we're going to table this a minute. Let's just let that cool off. They're both loose. So mission accomplished there. I like when everything is the most difficult possible. That's the sweet spot, you know? That's the sweet spot. Okay, let's go over here and check this out. There we go. There's the verdict. I was right. They didn't make the bottom correctly to accept the screen, but the two holes are in the top that you can mount that bar in there. So I can hang the screen in there, but it's just going to be flopping, stopping from flopping. So that's okay. But oh shoot, if a guy would have been smarter, which we all know that I am not, he would have, well, but I didn't have this other grill at that time, so I didn't know that I was going to do it. But what I'm getting at is, if a guy had been with his wits about him, he would have welded something on those before he painted it. So I need to remember to do that from now on the ones, because that's kindly important. But I think this is only the second one of those grill screens that I have. The red tractor probably has one though, because it's pretty well original. But as far as ones that I've salvaged from the grave, this will only be the second one that will have an actual factory screen in it if I put that bar and stuff together. So that's okay. So where does this leave us, friends? Well, I have homework to do. Fasteners will be here tomorrow for that. That's the cool thing about McMaster Card. It's like less than 24 hours, it's here. So we'll be able to bolt that in if I get that bar cleaned up, which I will here in a second. So I got a metal greenify, a bar, a toolbox lid, a seat assembly, the PTO lever parts for this. I got to drill a hole in that first before I do that, which that's no big thing. The seat though, friends, we should have, well, we can still do that. I think that the stop thing is broke off of this one, yeah, or it's wore enough that it won't go. So, the last thing we would need to do here is to extricate these, because we need these plates. We got to have these plates for the seat to slide on. So I don't think I have any extras. If I do, let me go check real quick. If I have extras, that would probably be the easy way to go, because I had some seat parts that I bought and a lot of stuff, and everything was disassembled. That's where this frame came from. I forgot about I had it. Let me go look real quick, because if I got 2 plates, I'm going to just bolt them on the new one and go. Okay, friends, no such luck. I couldn't find any, but I'm hoping maybe if I get this, let me get a 6-point socket. I'll see if I can't just twist those off real quick and save some time here, friends, because that we can put all new bolts in. We just need these 2 plates. And it sucks because I know that I got a set of these somewhere. I can see it in my mind, unless I already used them on something, but I don't know what that would be. Boy, I can't think of what it would be, but let's pull this off of here. Okay, will you twist off? Come on. You're gonna fight me the whole way. Now you're gonna attempt to come loose. I should just turn it to the tight position and just let it eat. Maybe they'll come out. See, this is where we start to struggle. It comes part way out, and then there we go. Oh. Okay. 1 out of 4. Are we going to continue to have luck? Are we going to struggle and wish that our life was over? Find out these and more exciting questions next time on... we'll try to get this part done today. Come on! Come on off of there. There. Plate. Delete. Bolt. Stuck in socket. Come on. There we go. Okay, 1 plate. This is one of those projects, friends, where this seat frame was not worth rebuilding. A lot of times they are, and it saves you some cash, but this one, every piece is wore out. I mean, I'll save the pieces. I may need it someday for something, but basically, yeah. So we're gonna have 1 struggle bus. I can see that already. That front one's not gonna come loose. That's great. That's great. Come on. Oh, we're gonna have 2 struggle buses, huh? Yep. She's gonna round off, friends. Can we go the other way and just break it off? Come on. Nope, it's gonna turn every single... There. Did I get it? Yay! Not often do people celebrate when they twist off a bolt. But in this case, I do. Now, of course, I got the broken off piece stuck in there so tight. Okay. Now, front one, it'd be super handy if you could play just like your buddy there did and just snap off. We don't need it's not gonna do it, friends. It's not gonna do it. Not at all. I gotta drag out the torch cart and the whole works for one piece, friends. One piece. Let me see if I can knock the pins back out real quick and take it over to the thing instead of bringing the thing here. I think I can because they're just it was not new ones. I just hammered them in there to hold me. What's going to happen is it'll be one of them will come out and the other one won't. Well, I heard one hit the ground. See, what you want to do is still not go get your hammer. You want to just roll like this. Inappropriate style. The other one came right out. This one, not so much. See if I can go this way with it. No. I need to get the correct stuff. That's just the struggle of life, friends. Get through there. Come on. Oh, friends, I'm freaking out. No, not really. Get out of there, you. The new one comes with new roll pins, so yeah. Let's see what chaos we can cause this way. If I do it right, I'll create a huge fire that will not stop until the end of time. Well, oh, because I shut the gas off. Because I thought I was done with the torch. That's why it did that. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Alright, did I set the bucket on fire? Very probably. That's okay though. I think it's full of water. I don't really know what's in the bucket. It's a mystery. It's okay though. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright, not to leave you disappointed, but basically that's going to be a video here. We got everything stripped down so that we can actually take it over the edge here. We got to clean those up, paint them, paint the seat frame. You don't have to, but I got it apart and I'm going to do it. I don't like stuff to be all rusty crusty for no reason and then slap it back together. So anyway, that's what's going to happen. I think that, well, let's just do this. Maybe we can't do a test fit. It's in such nice shape that we got to clean up our, yeah. So we gotta clean this up real good and grease. Since it's all new and got new bushings, it's super tight. But that's what it's gonna be like. You know, made in Taiwan, but it's pretty good stuff. I mean, it all looks the way it's supposed to and it's ready to go. There's no no hours and hours of frustration for me working on it. So I will make this happen, friends. I will get this cleaned up, not cleaned up, but just greened up. I'll clean up these plates. They will end up going on there. That's the 2 holes they were in. They are adjustable, but if you get too much, you can, I feel like you can get where you're putting all your weight off of the thing, and you don't want that. And then these, of course, will be on farther than it is right now, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, we'll clean up parts, we'll make them better. I'll clean up that grill piece and see if I got matching paint for that, because if I don't paint it, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb because it doesn't match what's on that grill. So I'll try to do that. We'll get the screws for this and have that bar ready to go, and then hopefully the next time we can start slapping stuff together, and we'll have a lot of stuff knocked off of our list for this, you know, where it's even more usable. And then the next big thing we can do to it is brakes, because I got all the stuff to go through the brakes, which it's gonna need, because stopping is kind of handy sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes, friends. So until next time, I guess we are going to leave this one here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.